Responsibility is to try to create a passion in our employees for whatever direction we're going as a district. And we try to do that yearly with what we do as we start the school year, and try to keep our focus every year on trying to meet the needs of kids. You know, I think that's the bottom line to anything we do. We have a very caring staff. That's an easy sell, but when we've lost our passion at different times over the years, we've tried to re-energize and do some things to try to get our own passion back to a point where it needs to be. But our job, I think, as leaders, is to try to create that passion, whatever that means. And in this staff, it's been very easy to create that passion because they were here for kids from the very beginning. That wasn't an issue. But trying to convince folks that our teaching methods and the direction that we were going needed to be tweaked, and that we needed to look at, like she mentioned, new practices and new data and new directions for our educational processes. You know, good instruction in 1960 is not the same good instruction in 1970, and we had good instruction, but we were using a filter of what was good maybe 10, 15 years prior to us, you know, starting a process. and I think that's my hope, is that we continually provide our folks the ability to tweak what they do, but are willing to not be so that we've bought in so much into a process that we won't look at new processes. I think we can do too much, too fast, but I also think that we don't want to get caught in a situation where we're using a process that's 15 years outdated too. And I think that's the key of probably sustaining that vision and making it a vision that is something that this district can take on into the future, is try to put people in place that have that same type of mindset that we're going to continually look at data and continually look at what's best for kids through, like Doris said, a filter that is always going back to, well, will this work better for our kids? Is there a way that we can make that third grader that's having reading problems do better? You know, so even down to the individual assessment of what one student does better every year. You know, we may have 95% of our kids do well, but that other 5% has always got to be in the back of our mind. We feel like that we're not going to be able to do what's going to be required of our kids, are not going to be able to do what's going to be required without a good foundation, a good fundamental reading literacy, whatever we want to call it. But the good foundation that this campus builds is attributed, or we could attribute all of our success in the other grade levels to what they do here. And so when they ask for more, when they ask for new testing, new STAR tests and end-of-course tests, unless we have a good reading program in place and good fundamentals in place, that's impossible to do. Once parents know what good instruction looks like and what good feedback looks like and what good conferencing techniques look like, then their expectation is that we're going to do that all the way through school. And it does put maybe more of a burden on our secondary folks to get more in tune to what we're doing with instruction down here in elementary.
K through 3, one curriculum, it only applied to K through 3. It has evolved into a district belief that all students need good instruction, and that we base all of our decisions on data. And when any student at any level is struggling, we step in to intervene and do something with them, and to communicate with parents. Those, as he mentioned, those conferencing techniques. I think the evolution has been, it might have been really easy to have kept it in a little box at 4 grade levels, but that's not what has happened. And I think that has been a huge benefit for our district, and our high school is starting to to think about things the same way that our first grade teachers think about things. And our parents are starting to want to know what can we do to help our students, because as Phil said, they're used to that, and they've gotten accustomed to that and expect it, which is a good thing, both for us and for our parents, because it gets them involved.